Okay, here's my lazy review. What did you expect? When I mean lazy, I mean lazy. So I got Eisenwulf's video on my laptop. I got my headset on so you don't have to listen to the problem. And I'm just gonna say, without spoiling everything, my rating of Black Panther is 3 out of 10. It was miserable even for a Marvel film. And Eisenwulf, I should have heeded your warning. Because it was boring, it didn't look good, and the sound was awful. I get it, they wanted everything African and you can do stuff with African drums and so forth. Keyword being doing stuff. They didn't do anything. So yeah, anyone who wants a spoilerless review, it was within this first 30 seconds. If you don't want any more spoilers and you want to check out the film on your own, click out of the video. Anyways, now I'm playing Eisenwulf's video, you can see. Okay, I'm gonna have to skip through. Anyways, so going through some of the things, you were right, the villains were much more entertaining. Except for the second one. The first one, I think he's Australian, I think we saw him in Avengers 2. He's the one selling the... whatever was the material called, I cannot remember. He was enjoyable. He was genuinely funny for me, albeit not the best written character, but better than nothing. I mean, the one scene that truly made me laugh for him is after the casino fight, where then it goes to a car chase. Why was that funny for me was that because instantly, you know, this is where we would get the stereotypical chase music, and we did get it in this film. But the first thing he says, and I cracked up laughing from this, was the fact that he said, "What is this, a funeral? Play the music." And then that's when the music starts playing, and it's his own mixtape, which I will say I dreaded. It was awful, but just the concept was funny that for once, okay, the music makes sense, and you know, he's this crazy person, he's the villain, blah blah blah. Enjoyable. He's dead by our second villain, Black Lives Matter, who perfectly comes from California, and of course his plan is to kill the oppressors without realizing that's doing exactly what you claim that they are doing, even though they're currently not doing that. So yeah, the Ugandan prince, can't remember his name, boring. I didn't know that his suit was invincible, but when watching the film, the beginning fight scene that we get, I think it's in the trailer, what was it again? Yeah, he gets shot in the head with nothing. The bullet bounces off. Not stunned. At the end of the movie, where you got, I think it's the Border Tribe, I don't remember these, I know that there's a mountain tribe, there's a Border Tribe, and then there's his family tribe, the Panther tribe, I think it is. Maybe there was a lion tribe, I don't know. Just insert African animal, put tribe, the end. If you call me racist on that, go figure. Honestly, I'm surprised you made it past this point. I mean, it's already going into 4 minutes. I'm kind of dragging this on, but what to do? This is called a lazy review. I'm holding an iPad, and, well, you got my mother's painting behind me. You got whatever that crap is over here. And you got my modified headset thing, and by modified is I just simply cut a piece of foam to put over it so you don't hear my breath in videos. Anyways, that's not important, so what was I trying to say again? Yeah, the main villain, he's boring. The twist, well, they showed the twist in the beginning, so it wasn't really that much of a twist, and you could figure it out halfway through. I will not spoil it, ironically enough, because I want to see how many people could get this twist. Wakanda was goddamn awful. I mean, an advanced African city, okay. I mean, this is Marvel, this is a fictional universe where every other person is a superhero, apparently. Why not have a super advanced African city that's, you know, keeping itself hidden? I have no problem with that. What I have a problem is with what seems like unrendered graphics. And I think it is unrendered because on every poster I could find in the cinemas that I was going to, it was saying, and it was the Indian/Chinese poster. I was seeing that on the very bottom it put 29th February the film was coming out. And this was everywhere, including a previous film that I saw, which was... Don't remember, I think I had a stroke halfway through that one because it was another train wreck film. Whatever. Even that trailer had 29, so I suspect that they did something early, and I guess they stopped the rendering halfway through because half of Uganda scenes just seem like an old video game. It doesn't seem like it should be for a film. His sister, the tech... Oh, great, power cut. Well, I am in India. His sister, the tech genius, is just annoying. She's half racist, but at the same time she wants to explore America. Okay, so you want to come to the West, but then you're gonna be racist to an American who comes to your place. Sounds about right for the liberals. But yeah, there's really not much to say. It was boring. When there's the scene where the prince has to prove that he will be king, so people have to... so he challenges anyone who wants to challenge him for the kingship. As usual, most of them don't do it, and then there's the one tribe which everyone fears, and that is the one that is going to challenge him. A fight scene that I will say is quite okay choreographed. And then what was it again? Oh yeah, the drums. They decide to play African drums during this fight scene, which, once again, I have no problem with that. I mean, you want to appeal to Africans, and especially nations where they barely have cinemas, last I checked. Yeah, okay, no problem with that. But it was terrible. It was clear that there were two drums used, and there's just one boom, 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 boom. And this is for the entire fight scene. This doesn't sound good. And occasionally there is another drum that appears, which is deeper, but that's it. There's literally only two drums. I don't hear anything else. Just trying to recall what I can from my stroke. Oh yeah, so after this fight, he wins. The prince, now king, meets the elders, or at least I guess they are the elders. They all look pretty old to me. He has this chat with them about the border and keeping Uganda safe and nationalistic, you know, the blah blah blah, the right-wing stuff that everyone seems to complain about, even though it seems to be the most mentally sane thing that one person can do right now. Look at Europe. Yeah, and then he goes to visit his sister because she's supposed to be developing a better version of these EMP balls that just look like giant marbles. So he goes down, visits her, everything seems fine, and then she proceeds to make a "what are those" joke. Because he decided to wear traditional sandals to appeal to the elders. A Marvel movie owned by Disney making a "what are those" joke. I am borderlining. This was at a point in the film, actually not even a point of the film, it was just a goddamn beginning. But you get the idea, it is just... we have the stupid love interest also somewhere along the way in the film, who is also an ex-girlfriend, but of course they're gonna get together at the end. The main bad guy, I've already talked about him enough. Albeit there is an interesting scene when I think, once again I will say it, I think he's Australian, I cannot remember, where they go to this British museum to steal this vibranium, that's what it was called. This vibranium hammer. And blah blah blah, he's listening to this British woman who's talking about all of these different things. And then he goes on to of how you stole this and so forth, you know, all of that stupid social justice. So yeah, they go in, break through, get the vibranium hammer thing, snap off the wood because that's useless. And then he proceeds to look at a mask and steal it just because he wants it. Did I forget to mention that he's black and from California? Because it seems to be spot on. But yeah. And I don't know, this film has both a nationalistic view for the fictional nation of Wakanda and simultaneously the stupid view that we must pay reparations to blacks even in Europe. I think we've done that enough. I think especially the Americans with the goddamn American Civil War. So yeah, it is bland, boring, an uninteresting story, uninteresting characters, outdated jokes, a terrible soundtrack, and the villains are the best part, and he dies halfway through the film. Oh yeah, oh god, how could I forget about this for the film? It's gonna be in the title of this video, I can definitely know it. What would I prefer to rename the Black Panther? Easy. Ugandan Knuckles the movie, because that's how they speak. Except for one of them. The mountain tribe, you know, the one who challenged him before. They speak English with an African accent. Everyone else speaks the broken English of Ugandan Knuckles in the accent. It is dreadful. So yeah. This is just my little rant of a lazy review. At least the good thing is that the day after I saw Black Panther, I went to see The Shape of Water, and that film was fantastic. I will say I love the practical effects of the film. The story is quite nice and interesting. And even though I knew from a previous interview, I think it was, that that the main villain of the film was like supposed to be a representation for social justice. You know, he's a misogynist, he's a racist, so forth. He's hilarious in the film. Except for the disturbing scene that involves these two fingers over here. Yeah, it's rated adult for a reason. But yeah. Ignore Ugandan Knuckles the movie. Go for The Shape of Water if you get your chance. Or hey, go and see Black Panther and make your own decision. I don't control you after all. I just need to pay my wizard cat for that to happen. So bye. By the way, Eisenwulf, once again, anyone who's seen your video and then goes to see the cinema, you were spot on. I don't know why I went to see this film. It was bad. I think one thing I should address is the whole stupid, crazy political thing of how I'm a racist now. Well, I was a racist before, so that's not gonna change. What else was there? So yeah, there was the stupid thing that if you're white and you don't like this film, you're a racist. Oh yeah, the whole thing with Michelle Obama now, and that this is a good thing for kids. Yeah, the film is good for young kids. I have no problem with that. I mean, you see the hero stands up for everyone's right and not for some crazy Black Lives Matter person. So, that's a plus for the film. I give it a thumbs up for that. I give it a thumbs down for everything else, because even a kid would be boring. Hell, half of the audience was laughing at the unintentionally funny scenes, and the real actual scenes that were supposed to be funny in the film, no one was laughing. And I think the only one who was extra joyed in throughout the cinema was the two Australian kids behind me, and they kept on shouting, and it was clear that, like, I guess their mother went shopping or something, or that she had to do something else, because I didn't see any adults with them. Then again, they are Australian, so they have to survive much worse than an Indian cinema, where worst case scenario is you have to sit next to a fatty person who smells like sweat. So, yeah. Suggestions for films with a black superhero or male lead. Let's see, which ones would I recommend? Go for Blade. They are much better. I even enjoy Blade 3, even though that's not really a good film. So yeah, stick with the Blade franchise. That's Marvel, R-rated. But then again, I watched it as a kid. Yeah, I'm a fucked up human being. Let's just put it as that. Most things that I've seen, I should not have seen them at a young age. For example, I've seen the horror movie Deep Rising at the age of, let's see, I was in Sri Lanka at the time. 8, 9, maybe. I've seen the film Chucky, which still traumatized me, but that's a completely different scenario. But that was at the age of 3, I think. My favorite film for when I was in kindergarten was Jaws. That should give you an idea. And I collected the entire Alien franchise of movies before Prometheus in 2012, I think it was. Yeah, I've been watching horror movies for a very long time. So yeah, stick with Blade, watch Spawn. Spawn is another enjoyable film. Actually, Spawn is quite a nice character when you look at him through the film per se, I think it was, or maybe the comics. I'm not too sure. My memory is kind of fucked up as well. I don't know. Put in the comments below of any film that you know with a black male lead who's good for kids, because clearly I don't know. But yeah, once again, Eisenwulf, if you've seen this, your video is dead on, right? Anyone who sees it and still went to Black Panther is an idiot. I mean, hell, I had Black Panther planned before, so I just watched your video before because I had time to kill. I don't know, honestly. I don't even know what films are coming out this year that I would be interested. Well, I want to see Jurassic World, but sadly I will be in Germany by that time, so that's out of the question. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. I'm definitely gonna make more lazy review videos. Why? Because this is simple, this allows me to be natural, all in one take, no editing, and sadly my grappling throat is slowly starting to kill me. So yeah, like the video, subscribe, share the video if you will, or I have to pay my cat, but I don't have $50 right now, so I have to do something to get that $50. And that's about it. Bye.